Hey everyone, it's Chef. Welcome back to Uma. Let's go get our free pull out of the way for the day, and then we'll get into building our last CM11 runner, our Super Creek. It is also possible that we could think about doing Agnes Tachyon, but we're going to start with Creek, and we're going to see... we're going to see where that goes. Okay. This is not our promised mile runner, still. At least it's a 3-star. That's nice. Actually, maybe we can make you a mile runner. I actually don't know what Satono Diamond's aptitudes are. We'll take a look here in just a second. What do you do? Mile C? You know what? That'll work. 15% stam, 15% wit. Well positioned at the start of the final straight. Increased velocity. If near the front, greatly increased velocity. Okay, so you're a pace chaser. You strongly want to be a pace chaser, I can only assume, unless it's a final straight that's very deep into late race, like on the current CM, for example. I start with right-handed medium straights B still. You definitely want to be a medium runner. We'll go take a look at your potential as well. Thank you, free pull. Thank you. And then what do you do if we level you up? We get lion weight? Oh, so you want to be a late searcher. And then you're really good at right-handed tracks. What a weird set of potentials. Feature Act, which works for longs. Medium straights, which works for mediums. Be Still, which is late surger. Lion Weight, which is late surger. Yeah, I think you're only really going to work. I mean, you know what? We'll actually go and consult Game Torah, and we'll see exactly what the mechanics are here. Right, so Eternal Encompassing Shine. This is our trigger 1. This is our increased velocity greatly. Is last straight. Order is greater than or equal to second, but less than or equal to 5. So we must be between second and fifth. And then what is distance diff top? There's at least 5 meters there's less than 5 meters difference between the character currently in first place and you. So this is more or less guaranteed to trigger as long as you're near the front and you're not in first. Because if you're not within 5 meters of the runner in first, you're not going to be winning anyway. And then the backup condition is if you are more than... Oh, I see how this works. Okay. So if you're within 5 meters of the runner in front of you, you get the big velocity boost. If you are further than 5 meters away from the runner in front of you, you get a medium velocity boost. That's interesting. You can't really time that super well. What it does mean is that it's going to be better on tracks that have a fairly late final straightaway if you're running as a late surger, because you're going to need to move up from further than 5th place into that 5th to 2nd position. But it's interesting that you can't really control when it hits once you actually get to the final straight. Neat. Okay, so actually she does kind of want to be a late surger. It's just a little track dependent, and it might make sense to run her as a pace chaser in some cases. Cool. Okay, well, at least we've got access to that. So in the last episode, we put together our CM Gold ship candidate. Looking like this. We hit long S on our first try. We hit 1200 speed. We hit Spring Runner, which is an extra velocity boost. I do wish that we had Nimble Navigator here, and we don't, but we do have access to 2 recoveries, and we're pushing 600 wit, so we're fairly convinced that this is a runner that can survive. We also get Stamina Eater, which was kind of nice. This is a runner that will survive the CM. And there's a decent amount of velocity that we have access to here. The only thing that's a little concerning is that we are missing quite a bit of acceleration. Spurt is basically the only late race acceleration that we have, but if we cross our fingers, we can just say that our late race velocity, our top speed at the end of the race, is going to be good enough to get us there. So we'll see how that goes. And then today, I want to try and work on a creek. So the idea behind using creek or using Tachyon, who is our other option here, although I'd rather have her at 3 stars if I were going to make her, is that I want one runner that has access to a unique recovery that just survives. I want a runner that's not necessarily built to win, but a runner that is built to be guaranteed to make it to the end. In case something else happens to my other runners, they fail a wit check on a gold recovery, they rush, or any number of things happen to them. Unique skills are guaranteed to trigger. As long as you meet the other conditions for them, they are not subject to wit checks, which means that they are guaranteed to restore you stamina, and Super Creek's unique is a larger stamina recovery than an average gold skill. I think it gives something like 7% of your max HP back, where a gold is 5.5. We can double check it quick. I've already got Game Torah up. I'm gonna look up Pure Heart quick. Here, you guys can come along too. Pure Heart. Yeah, 7.5% stamina recovery, whereas something like Swinging Maestro is only 5.5. So we're getting an enormous chunk of stamina back from just that unique skill, and that's before we throw something like Breath of Fresh Air on here. Now the only drawback is that I don't think I have enough long shoes to take Creek all the way to 5 right now, which is where we get access to Maestro on Creek. So we have two options here. The first option is that we borrow the Power Rice Shower card from Unity Cup, the one that had Scenario Link, and we get Swinging Maestro that way. The second option is we just don't run Swinging Maestro. And I think I'm leaning towards just not running Swinging Maestro. Using Breath of Fresh Air off of Tosin Jordan is the only recovery that we have on Creek. We'll probably buy Radiant Star as well, just as our insurance plan, and we'll say that's good enough. I don't really think I have access to other good recoveries that Creek can make use of. I don't think I have an easy way to get Gourmand. I don't think I have an easy way to get, what's the other one that works on longs? Cooldown? I don't think I have an easy way to get cooldown. We'd be gambling off of, like, bad club point cards. So I think we're just going to go with the onboard unique and then Tosin Jordan and see how that does. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually not going to inherit stamina. I'm going to run 2 stamina cards. And we'll take a look at what this deck actually looks like here when we get to this next step. Show me something like this. Did we like this Tamamo? 2 power, 2 long? Holy cow, we like that Tamamo. Long straightaways is good. Straightaway recovery is good. Standing by, I believe, is an end closer recovery, so we're probably not going to use that. But this is power long, stamina long, stamina long. Look, as far as being our runner is concerned, that's a good parent. It's definitely better than this winning ticket. Actually, maybe it's not. I really like this 3 power 3 long McQueen here at the bottom. Duty of Dignity Calls is actually not a bad unique if we could get it to inherit off of this inheritance chain. I actually think I like that ticket better, because if we hit Turf S, that's even better. I didn't realize we had such good parents on this account. What the heck? And then over for our guest borrow, we're going to look for much the same thing. We're going to look for power and long. In fact, this might be the McQueen. It is the McQueen. Your power long, power late, power medium. I don't necessarily need that. Your power long, stamina long, power long. I like that a little more. This is You Are a Finale Spark, Pace Chaser. Stamina Eater's kind of interesting here. It basically kills any Kitasan that's in front of us, but we're not going to get a ton of value out of it. I think you're okay to use. Would I buy Emperor's Divine Might? I don't think I'm guaranteed to pass another runner 3 times in late race, because there would need to be... I don't think there's going to be any other Pace Chasers in these lobbies. I think it's just going to be like our Creek running all by herself in the middle of the field between all of the Kitasans and the end closers. And I don't think that there's going to be a ton of lobbies that have 3 front runners in it either. My guess would actually be that this Super Creek may end up as Lucky Pace relatively often in lobbies that are full late surger / end closer. So I don't think we're necessarily going to buy Emperor's Divine Might, but I do think that that's a better parent for our purposes, because we want to get as much power as we can. And as far as why we want to get as much power as we can, I'm going to drop all these power cards from the deck and replace them with wit cards. And then we're just going to borrow a second stamina card, because I don't think we have a good second stamina card on the account right now. Do I have access to anything that's halfway decent that isn't Super Creek? No. 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 Alright, we're going to go after borrow. But in the meantime, let's do this swap. We're going to bring fine motion, because getting access to Speed Star would actually be quite nice. This would be a nice gold skill to pick up. And then what are my other wit options? Who among you has decent race bonus? We know that Marvelous Sunday has decent race bonus. Your race bonus 8. I don't think Arden has any, which sucks, because I would really like to use Arden here. There's so many good Pace Chaser hints on her. But we're going to have to skip that, so it's probably a Marvelous Sunday angle. And then let's go figure out what we want our third stamina card to be. It might be interesting to walk through that decision-making process. Alright, so we're back on Game Tora. We are on the support card list. I'm sorting SSR and SR stamina cards by race bonus, because race bonus is the biggest consideration that we want to make when we're thinking about what card we want to use in this deck. And I think there's a few interesting options here. So the first thing we're looking at is Chiono O, who actually has 15% race bonus, 10% innate on the card, and then another 5% off of the unique effect. A colossal mood effect, 60% is a gigantic number, and a specialty priority that is not too high, plus 5% effectiveness of training performed together. This is actually a really, really good Trackblazer card. Like, really, really good. You don't need to train stamina all that much, so you don't mind if she wanders around, and when she wanders around, she's giving you 60% extra stats. Not 60% extra stats. She's giving you I think like 12% extra stats off of mood effect, and then another 5% off of training effectiveness. So you're getting a ton of extra stats from her. And she is not locked into stamina training necessarily, plus a 15% race bonus. Just really frees your deck up to do other things. As far as gold skill is concerned, we are getting Speed Star out of that, which we already have access to from Fine Motion. So it gives us extra hints for Speed Star, and it makes it cheaper. It gives us access to Stamina to Spare, which is an okay white recovery. It gives us access to Spring Runner, which is a speed condition for the track. We get Pace Chaser Savvy out of general hints. There's a lot of interesting things going on this card. So that's one option. The second option is Narita Bryan's Stam card. Here we are getting plus 5% training effectiveness in addition to 5% innate, so this is 10% training effectiveness total, 30% mood effect. We're getting 55 specialty priority, 35 and then another 20 from the card. So this is not as good at being a wandering support card as Chiono O is. The advantage here is that we get a hint that's not a duplicate. We get Beeline Burst. And Beeline Burst, I don't actually think is going to be that bad on the CM track. So if we go over to Kachi Dev, and we take a look at, sorry for the flashbang, oh my god. And we take a look at the CM11 track, a straight technically does start in late race. So if we hit Beeline Burst here, it's fairly wasted. But if we hit Beeline Burst here, it's quite good. And if we hit Beeline Burst here, it's quite good. And if we hit Beeline Burst here, it's really good. And if we hit Beeline Burst here, it's actually not that bad. So Narita Bryan also looks like a fairly interesting card for us to use. Also, the fact that this is a 3,200 meter course. I mean, how long is this race expected to take? It's expected to take about 3 minutes, 15 seconds. The cooldown on Beeline Burst is only 30 seconds. We could conceivably get Beeline Burst to activate like 3 times over the course of this race, which is also really interesting. Manhattan Cafe, I looked at a little bit. The problem with Cafe, I mean, she's a fine card stats-wise. Expect priority 50 is fine. Increases effectiveness of friendship training. She has massive stamina gain from her rainbow trainings. SSR Cafe is actually closer to like a solo stamina card. If you only needed to run one stamina card, you can consider running this and nothing else. She's good enough to carry on her own. Wet conditions and rainy days are relevant hints. Passing Pro is a pseudo-relevant hint. Long straightaways is good. Stamina Eater's good. The problem is that our Pace Chaser is unlikely to be positioned towards the back. So Stamina Siphon I don't think is actually going to fire. that kind of disqualifies Cafe from being the card that we use. And then I also think we looked at Sotono Diamond. She had Iron Will. I don't think that Iron Will is going to fire because we're not going to be getting blocked. There's never going to be anybody in front of us. So the point is, we could take either Narita Bryan here, or we could take Chiono O. I think both of these cards would be really, really good as borrows. Right now, I'm leaning slightly towards Bryan, just because I think the upside of Beeline Burst going off 2 or 3 times over the course of a race is really cool. So if we head over to Uma.moe, we go find ourselves a Narita Bryan SSR account. Show me Narita Bryan, not the speed card, the stamina card. Show me something that has full uncaps. There's only 89 people who are registered on Uma.moe that have it, so I don't think we can be too choosy with blue and pinks here. That cuts us down to 20. This will cut us down to 0. Now it cuts us down to 1. A 6 stamina, 2 power, 6 front runner. What if we relax this a little bit? What I would ideally like to see, 6 dirt, 3 turf is kind of funky. I'm looking for somebody that's like medium and mile sparks, because that is something that we could be using to ease our inheritances onto Trackblazer runners specifically. It does not look like anybody has it. And I really don't want to turn blue factors down that much more. Fine, we'll just look at all 89 and we'll take whoever's got the most white sparks. 3 late, 3 long. Actually, you know what? This is perfect. This is exactly what I was talking about. So if we have a trainee who is A long, B medium, or A medium, B long, and we want to bring them up from medium B to A while still preserving the ability to get a long inheritance, this is exactly the kind of runner that we would actually like to grab. Do I see any others? Turf long front? No. Mile medium is also fairly interesting. There's a lot of runners that are like mile C. This would bring them up to mile B, although if it was 4-star mile, that would be even better because it would bring them up to mile A. You know what? Let's just see how greedy. Okay, never mind. We can't get that greedy. I'm just going to take that gold chip that was at the top. I think that gold chip looks fine. Give me this. Let's go add them as a friend. I'm at maximum follows. We're going to have to get rid of someone. You are letting us borrow a Wit Bourbon. You're letting us borrow a Fine Motion. I have one of those. Do you have a good L? Turf, Sprint, Turf? I can find better than that. We can get a different follow that meets those criteria. And now we get access to Bryan's Stamina. I think Bryan's Stamina is going to work very, very well for what we want to do with this creek. We also still have the option of, well, we probably still need to run like 2 stamina. We might need to try and go to 2 speed. So we drop you. And we go like this. We still have the option of running Cafe, who gives us access to wet conditions, rainy days, long straights. Passing Pro. All 4 of those skills are fairly relevant for us. And then we'd be running a 2-speed, 2-stam, 2-wit deck. This is not something that we've tested yet. And it looks a little fishy to not have power in here at all, especially when we're running off of 2 speed cards. But I want to give it a try and see where it winds up. It's possible that the final permutation of this deck should actually just be 3 speed. Maybe that's where we should start. 3 speed, 1 wit, and just see where our wit winds up. Because I don't actually care that much if our wit is like over 600. I just want to get it to 600. And Fine Motion should be able to do that herself. When we tried running this deck but with power cards, it felt very, very unstable in terms of our ability to get to 950 to 1000 stamina. So I kind of want to go heavy on stamina, get as close to like 1200 as possible, and just see if I can build a Super Creek that is designed to survive. So let's see how that goes. I'm looking at the timer and I'm like, we spent 20 minutes rambling about deck setup for this. I apologize for that. I would like to be a little faster, but I think it's interesting to walk through that kind of like brainstorming process for how do you decide what cards you want to run and how do you compare cards between one another. So hopefully if you stuck out that whole section, you found that interesting. And if you didn't stick out that section and you're using the timestamps to get to this point in the video, shame on you. We talked, this is so early. You have to take Charming when you see Anshinzawa on turn 2. Right? If I fail this, I'm going to be so sad. Holy. What a crazy run already. Alright, who has the most friendship? Speed does? We are pure friendship maxing now. That's okay, I don't need an explanation, I'm good. I'm chilling. 2 friends, 2 friends, no friends. There's 2 friends and a hint, so technically it's 3. The hints also double up on the friendship gain that you get from Charmed. We're going +7 instead of +5. Wit 20 versus Speed Stam 10. Speed Stam is going to be our core stats this run, so let's make sure we're paying attention to those. 1, 2, 1, 0, 1. We should take stamina here, even though it jeopardizes our energy a little bit. A strategy versus 6 power, 6 wit. I don't think I'm ever getting past. We can just go like this. We can get energy back from Tosin Jordan. Two, 1, 0, 1, 1. Don't want to keep taking stamina and putting energy this low. Can I justify taking fine motion here? No. Look at how low Cafe's friendship is. You should friendship max. Oh god. I think I gamble on that. I already feel like this is a high roll run. I think we should just take the possibility to high roll this run even more. Holy cow. Okay, we're never taking risks ever again. Oh, man. This is energy as well. Good. 0, 1, 1, 0, 2. I love this for me. Give me that wit training. Love that for me. Give me that stamina training. Okay. Stam to 2. 2 friends, 2 friends, 2 friends, but they're on wit. That's more important than anything else because it preserves energy. Also, I want to get fine motion up as soon as possible. Any extra energy that we get out of Rainbow Wit trainings goes a long ways. That's 2. That's 1. That's 2. But fine motion is there, but this saves energy. We should work on our lower friendships. Let's get Shinko Windy up a bit. Watch us get like 2 carrots out of the debut race shop. We don't need to buy anything. We haven't gotten any skills yet. Okay. Good start. -25 is okay, I'll live. Show me that shop. Show me grilled carrots in that shop. No grilled carrots? Hey, it was a horrible shop. We'll grab a reset whistle and a motivating megaphone. I really don't see any world where we have to get any stamina boosting items at all. Let alone notepads. So I think we just grab those 2. That's a 1 friendship wit training. It's a 2 friendship power training. So 1 friendship speed training. Fine motion is our lowest friendship right now, though, so we should probably just take this for energy preservation. Let's also book in our mediums. Is this +5 energy? Yeah, I'll take energy back. So our medium schedule, when we are unable to run miles, is here, here, here. Here is our first versus race. Here is our first G1, and then here is our third potential versus race. That's a beautiful wit training. No notes. Does everything I want it to do. Conditions is good. That's a relevant green skill. This is the run that we want to put Lone Wolf on, I think, so we're going to anticipate taking a mood down here shortly. That's another good wit training. That rainbow training is not good enough to pull me off of this wit. It just builds all the friendships that we care about right now. I'll take another 5 energy back. That's not a good enough wit training. 1 friend on guts, 2 on power, 1 on stab, 1 on speed. Go ahead and take power. That's 2 more friends to gold. I do not need go with the flow. We'll just take guts and wit out of that. That works on Fine Motion's friendship, and it's also just a rainbow training for free. I really like that. Okay. And then we're into races. It is possible for a good training to pull us off of an open. None of these trainings are good enough. I do kind of care about cafe hints, but not enough to just take a random rainbow stamina training over an open. Or I guess, no, it's an open. I want to start building up shop coins so that when we see better shops later on, we can pounce on them. A-okay gambling here. We're gonna have to rest anyway. Shop refresh. Carrots. Cupcake Vita 40. I want that motivating megaphone later. But I think that's all I need for now. Consume the carrots immediately. So the only person who needs help right now is Fine Motion, and that's about it. Passing up a single rainbow speed that would put Fine Motion to gold. And not really anything else. A race is more valuable than that, because there's a megaphone in the shop right now that we want. We could Vita 40 our way out of this if we see a really good training next turn as well. It's not like we have to rest next turn. We could just blow Vitas on it to get all of our energy back. Speed Notepad, we don't care about that. Unyielding Spirit, we don't care about that. Take me to the shop, give me this motivating megaphone, guts ankle weight we don't need. Power Notepad I have my eye on. We're not going to get a ton of power out of this deck, I think, so even though it's a worse rate, I know it's going to be a difficult skill for us to build. It's an okay wit training. Brian on guts. Nobody else anywhere. This is a perfect turn to take off and rest. Plus 50 is fine. Speed stamina is fine. We are passing up a fairly decent wit to run a race today, but this is only worth 19 stats, and we're expecting any race to be worth around 55 stats at this point in the run. We're getting like 15 out of the race itself, and then another 40 out of potential stats from shop coins. So this is definitely a better deal. And all of our friendships are more or less done. We don't really have to prio them. Another power notebook. Corner recovery hint. We don't plan on buying corner recovery this run, so we'll take guts and skill points. Even if we do buy corner recovery, we can just spend those skill points on it. Single rainbow speed with just Tosin Jordan. Okay stamina, pretty bad power, pretty bad everything. This is a race day. We're at 145 shop coins. I could probably afford to buy notepads. Unless we get an insane shop refresh. I don't think I'm going to get super punished by this. It's below rate for what stats are worth. But also it's stats. And if we end the race with any extra, or if we end the career with any extra race coins, like that's also wasted. So let's buy what's in front of us, even though they're not perfect. This is going to be a rest again. We want Artisan Cleat Hammer, Power Scroll. We can skip Power Ankle Weights because we don't have power cards in the deck, and then we'll take a Good Luck Charm. I guess using the same logic, we could buy a Stamina Manual too. We're not inheriting a ton of stamina, so maybe it's possible we don't hit cap. Let's buy it to be safe. I'm feeling spendy. It's an okay wit. I don't really want to burn a Vita 40 on it. I do wish I had like 15 more energy, because then I could just wit and burn all my energy on the hopeful stakes. This is probably still a rest turn. That's fine. I don't like it, but it's fine. A single rainbow. That also gets fine motion to gold, but we can fix that later. Let's take our versus race instead, and then because this is a G1, we can blow an Artisan Cleat Hammer on it. It's going to give us extra skill points at the end of the run, which will be nice. We're not necessarily doing it for stats, we're doing it for skill points. I will re-roll that one time. Because I feel like you should have enough stats to win, but only once. Okay, we leave it then. We can't afford to blow any more clocks on that. It's probably a speed issue, because we're still sub 300 speed right now. Wit Manual, Power Manual, we probably buy both of those. Oh, that's right, we can get Lone Wolf out of Brian. Yeah, let's do that, and then we don't have to take the mood down. Also, that puts her to gold. We have a shop refresh, we have a scheduled race today, we have a single rainbow. We have 0 trainings that are worth doing. We want a Master Cleat Hammer, a Stamina Ankle Weight. We want both of these motivating megaphones. Power Manual, Wit Manual we want. We will be able to afford all of this, we're just going to need to go for another couple races. This is our first versus race. Or maybe second. I don't remember if the G3 was a versus race or not. It's the first versus race you win. The Hopeful Stakes was a versus race, but we lost. There we go. The biggest thing we're looking for out of these is hints, right-handed, that's good, is hints for head-on. That is the biggest skill that we could draw from the versus race pool. Stam 10 versus Speed 5, Wit 5. I don't think our stam is going to need help. We're running 2 stamina cards. Then we have 10% stamina growth. I think we'll be okay. Single rainbow speed that also fixes fine motion, I don't think is better than a rest. Let's get a Vita 20 in both of these motivating megaphones. If the speed and power notepads leave the shop, that's okay. We don't really care. So we're currently at how much energy? We're currently at 25, we could go to 45. 45 still isn't a fail-proof training. And all we're getting out of this training is 25 stats in the first place. I don't really think that's good enough. I think I'd rather just take a full rest. Only getting plus 30 is unfortunate, but we can work with it. That's literally the same training. I'll take it now. It fixes Fine Motion's friendship. We also get a little extra speed out of it because Etsuko is here. Spam 10 versus speed 10. I want to continue working on speed. Single rainbow, not very good. Okay, but like not really that good. There's an open that we can run today. I'm pretty sure an open is going to be more value than any of those trainings. Okay. Should also schedule our G1s in here. So we're looking at Satsuki Show, looking at Japanese Derby, looking at Kikuka Show, looking at Japan Cup, looking at Arima Kinan, looking at Takarazuka Kinan. Then we can fill in the rest with random G2s and 3s. We could technically run the QE2 Cup, but we can play that one by ear. I don't really want to run into a triple race penalty if I don't need to. That's an okay speed, and there's not really anything else going on here training-wise. There's not a versus race. I think we're okay to burn a Vita 20 here. Use one megaphone. And jump on that speed training, and then we'll aim to train late in March as well, even though there's the possibility that there could be a versus race there. Twin Turbo is not in our deck, so I'll be taking 20 energy for free. Thank you. Lovely seeing you. Double Rainbow Speed. Do I have a Speed Bracer anywhere nearby? Power ankle weight? Negative. Unlucky. Although that is a fairly good time to have burned a megaphone. So let's take the speed training as well. And then we'll head in the Satsuki Show with a much better speed situation than in the Hopeful Stakes. This will also fix up our stamina and our power a little bit. Straightaway Spurt is entirely unnecessary here. We have no plans to be an end closer. We have a shop refresh. We have a single rainbow speed, but there is no training that is good enough to skip the Satsuki Show. Whip manual, power manual, artisan cleat hammer. Stamina ankle weight. Wouldn't mind having two, I suppose, and I can still buy the stamina ankle weight and motivating megaphone after the Satsuki Show. I think that's a decent shot buy. And then we'll jump into the Satsuki Show. We'll use an artisan cleat hammer for that. Again, this is mostly just for extra skill points so that we can buy more stuff at the end of the run. That's not acceptable. By less than 2 length, so it's not really like a stats issue. That's acceptable. Okay. Okay. God, none of these triple crowns have been easy for these CM runners. Royal Kale Juice kind of nice. Cupcake yet? We do. Oh man, we can make a great play here. Buy the Royal Kale Juice. Cross your fingers that there's a versus race today. There's not. I'm going to run the Flora Stakes anyway. I'm going to run the Aoba Show anyway because it's more fans. And our stamina should be fine. So we run this, we drop our energy to 0, and then we Kale plus Cupcake, and we go back to 100. Is the goal here. I think this is more efficient than taking a turn off to rest, and yes, it burns a cupcake, but we can buy more of them. Second Master Cleat Hammer. Wit 10. Up-tempo is a medium only. I don't really care about max energy plus 4, and I don't want to lose 5 friendship, because that might knock Brian back out of gold friendship range. I think we just grab 10 wit out of this, and that's it. And then with no energy left, we go Kale Juice, Plain Cupcake. We can train this turn. Master Cleat Hammer, Power Scroll, Wit Manual. And then we can pick up our Stamina Ankle Weights. After the Derby, we can pick up our Megaphone. Don't think there's really anything else in the shop we're forgetting. Actually, yeah, no, we're good. We're fine here. Hint. Pretty bad wit training, but like what else are we going to do this turn? We can't race because we'd be running 4 races in a row by the Derby. We don't need to rest because we're full. We could take Guts here to fish for a hint from Cafe. I guess it's not like the worst use of our time. I don't like burning that much energy on it, but honestly, for long straightaways, I'll take it. Steadfast is a medium, so we don't care about that. We'll just take +4 to everything. This is Beeline Burst. And then we're running the Derby over a single Rainbow Stamina, a single Rainbow Speed. I don't want to use a Master Cleat Hammer on this. I want to save those for the final 3 races, so we're just going to go into this buffless. This, again, is a must-win race. That simplifies our alarm clock budget, thank you. And then this lets us buy the last Megaphone from the shop that we wanted. Another Royal Kale Juice. That's interesting. I need to find a cupcake. Again. Wit Scroll, Motivating Megaphone. We can actually make a really interesting... Well, I think we buy this for sure. We could make a very gambly play here. It's not a half bad speed training. How many tags do I have? Here's what I'm thinking, right? Let's lay out what I'm thinking first. What I'm thinking is speed training early June, run Takarazuka Kina in late June, enter summer break with 0 energy, buy Kale Juice, buy Cupcake, energy back up to full, train summer break, fix your mood with the Cupcake. The problem is we don't have a Cupcake right now, which means that if we hit summer break with no Cupcake in our inventory and no Cupcake in the shop, we're going to be training on good mood, which is going to cost us 10% stats until we take a rest. And we'd be at full energy off of the Kale Juice, so we wouldn't necessarily, like, want to do that. I think I would be okay gambling on that to happen. And I also think that if I use a Megaphone now, it actually carries over into the first turn of Summer Break. And I have a good luck charm. Which means that what we can do is we can enter Summer Break at 0 energy. And if we see a training that's worth taking, we can good luck charm it. And if we don't, we can, I don't know, just rest or something else. I think this will work out okay. This is going to cost us more energy, which we don't care about at all. It's only straightaway recovery. I think we survive. I would definitely rather... Oh, that's a good power training. I would definitely rather have Breath of Fresh Air. But I think we're okay having that only be straightaway recovery. We'll just buy like 2 white recoveries and we'll say that's probably fine. Okay, Takarazuka Kina done. Doesn't matter if we win or lose this gamble. No Cupcake. But a lot of good items. A 20% discount. No Cupcake, though. Alright, so now, how do we want to deal with fixing energy? First of all, what's your training? That's your double rainbow on stamina that you wanted. That's fairly non-negotiable. You have to take that training. Which means that you are going to be using a tag, and you're going to be looking to train next turn. We have no speed ankle weights right now, so I think that's a pretty high priority. Master Cleat Hammer can wait. Stamina ankle weights can wait. Manuals can wait. Do we buy the Kale Juice or the Empowering Megaphone here? I really don't want to train at Good Mood if I can help it. It's just costing us 10% stats for no reason. But then, like, taking off a turn is also costing you stats for no reason, and you have to buy it now because it leaves the shop, so you can't just wait and see what your trainings are next turn. Here's what I'm thinking. If we buy the Royal Kale Juice when we drink it, we go -1 mood, which drops us from good to great, which drops our stat gain from training from 20 to 10. If we buy the Empowering Megaphone, it gives us plus 20% stats on all of our trainings. So that means that an Empowering Megaphone is more valuable than the mood down from a Royal Kale Juice. Which means I should buy the Empowering Megaphone and just accept the fact that I need to rest because I do have a Vita 40 in my inventory. And we are running 1 Wit card, so we could see a Rainbow Wit. I think I've talked myself into Empowering Megaphone being better. I can't fully explain my logic, but I think it's better. So we get Stamina, Ankle Weights, Good Luck Charm here. We have a residual Megaphone going, so I'm not going to pop the new good Megaphone. Because I'd like to try and rest late June if I can. This is going to give us turbo stats. Yeah, you've got both of them active. 70 stamina in my pocket. How close can you get to that? You can Vita 40. Oh, it'd be a risky training. 19 to fail. I know I said I wasn't taking any more risks this run. If this fails, it's so bad. It's really bad. But this is supposed to be a CM ace, and you make up the difference in your CM aces on whether you take risky turns or not. Incredible. Please rest. Please stop showing me good trainings. Huge. This has to be a rest. I'm sorry that I can't take like 40 wit. I have to take a nap. And then we could Megaphone here and carry Megaphone into these next 2 turns, but I want to race on those turns. Because there's still stuff in this shop that I want. I want both of these manuals. I want the Miracle Cure, and I want to buy a replacement Stamina Ankle Weight. So I think we skip the Megaphone for this turn, we just get energy back, we race early September, we buy late September, and then there's a shop reset. Whatever, we can fix that. Single Rainbow Stamina? That's not good enough. Give me a rival race. Oh, man. Our luck cannot hold out forever, but if our luck can hold out for the duration of this run, that might just be good enough. That's mood fixed. Holy cow, Empowering Megaphones. I can't afford all that. There's no way I can buy all that. I want to. What are even my priorities here? Power Manual, Guts Manual. Replacement Stamina, Ankle Weight. I am down to 1. Motivating Megaphone. I still have 3. Okay, we can ignore the Motivating Megaphone. If I buy 1 replacement Stamina, Ankle Weight and a Miracle Cure, then next turn I can get an Empowering Megaphone and a Wit Scroll and have to give up on Master Cleat Hammer. Because this is 3 turns left, this is 2 turns left, this is 1 turn left, and then this is my opportunity to buy with the shop coins I get from the Kikuka show. So we're going to have to say goodbye to something. I think I'm fine with this, saying goodbye to 1 Megaphone. And then also saying goodbye to a Master Cleat Hammer. We'll see more of them. So we race this turn, and it's not really negotiable. Right side is we get a rival race out of it. Downside is a medium rival race. That's fine. Would love to see energy recovery items. It's ooh, there's head on. Okay, good. That was one of the big ones that we were looking for. We are now seeing grilled carrots, which you can skip. Reset whistle's good. Stam manual's good. Vita 20's good. We need to buy the stuff that's about to leave, though. So empowering megaphone, wit scroll, saying goodbye to the master cleat hammer. And then we have 6 turns to buy a new master cleat hammer, a Vita 20, a reset whistle, a stam manual. We've got all the time in the world to do that. The only thing that I would train over resting here is probably a rainbow wit. It's not a rainbow wit. It's not even a particularly good wit. So let's get our energy back this turn. And then we'll head into Kikuka Show. Stam, power versus guts. Obviously that will be stamina and power. Kikuka Show, we're passing up on a really nice wit training, but it is not nearly as valuable as the last part of the Triple Crown. Stam is only 462. Hey, we do have built-in recovery. But preferred position is very cheap right now, and it's very reliable, so let's grab that. I think that's something that I would want for the CM anyway, just to keep stamina a bit higher. I want, like, I think if we're not going to get Breath of Fresh Air, I want, like, 2 white recoveries. And I think that'll be good. If we get hints for cooldown, or whatever the white skill precursor is for cooldown, I think that would be my second preference. But we'll see what we wind up with. Stam 14. Probably I could have used a cleat hammer on that. Wait, is our race bonus really only 40% on this deck? That's fairly low. Stam 20 versus power 20. Trust your stamina cards to fix your stamina and take power. Double rainbow speed. So we could QE2 cup this turn, but I think a double rainbow speed is better than a QE2 cup. Give me a master cleat hammer, a Vita 20, a reset whistle, and a stam manual. I think I can let that miracle cure leave because we already have one. And then I want to buy that energy drink max, so I'll probably do it after the Japan Cup. And then if I use a 3-turn megaphone, then I could train early December as well. If I don't, then I can run the Stayer Stakes. So let's take a motivating megaphone for the speed training. Let's take a speed ankle weight for the speed training. Let's build our stats. Puts us to effectively 600 speed. Also puts us to speed 3. Passing up a rainbow wit that isn't that great. Passing up an interesting looking power that doesn't actually give us that many stats. This is going to be Japan Cup. We're at 3 Master Cleat Hammers, so any additional Cleat Hammers we buy now, whether they're Master or Artisan, we can use. Good. And then if this is a bad training, we run the Stayer Stakes. Even if it's a good training, we might run the Stayer Stakes, because it does crazy stuff for our energy. We'll just see what the trainings look like. Trainings look absolutely heinous. What a good turn to run the Stayer Stakes. Give me that energy drink max. Wit training application would be okay, but it's pretty late in the run for it. I think we might just take another backup Royal Kale Juice. This is Stayer Stakes. We should have the stamina for it. Yeah, we're A-okay. I want to go double check where my guaranteed mood ups are as well, because that's going to be our opportunity to pop that kale juice. And I'm pretty sure there's one that comes up fairly early in senior year. So I'm going to go find out when it is. It is... No, it's late October. Wrong. Late June is plus 20 energy. Late December is plus 30 energy. Alright, it's going to be a while before we get a guaranteed loot up. And then we can run the Arima. None of those do anything. We lose Guts Ankle Weight, Miracle Cure, Grilled Carrots, Energy Drink, Stam... How am I on Stam Ankle Weights? 2? I'm okay with 2. Good Luck Charm, Wit Manual, Gut Scroll. I think all of those are fairly non-negotiable as far as just building stats goes. We'll run the Arima. It's 3 consecutive races. We don't have an extra Cleat Hammer. You'll be alright. Christmas is after this. You'll forget about how tired you are. Okay. Very smooth so far. Stats feel like they're mostly on target. That's insane items. I want to buy everything there. Your heart to 2. Energy plus 30 versus pace strategy. Yeah, dude. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Alright, so Good Luck Charm, Empowering Megaphone, Master Cleat Hammer, I want all of those. Artisan Cleat Hammer I want. Plain Cupcake is huge. Give me that immediately. Give me Empowering Megaphone immediately. We rest this turn, and then we race late January. We buy Master Cleat Hammer and Good Luck Charm, and then we've got 6 turns to sort the rest of this junk out. We can't race this turn because it would be 4 races in a row. That's actually... So we could wit this turn, and then we could race late January, and we could KL Juice plus Cupcake to get all of our energy back. Because that's not a bad wit training. It's kind of funky. This is Speed Star, maybe? Son of a... Alright, we're going to be rerunning this Greek. It's an interesting speed. I don't think it's a good enough speed to justify running a versus race that's a non-standard distance for a chance at an epithet. I think this is just better. I want to see where the deck lines up. So even though we know we're going to rerun this because we missed Speed Star and we missed Breath of Fresh Air, I want to see numerically where this deck lines up. This is such an incredible turn to Kale Juice. We no longer need the Lone Wolf hint here, so we can take speed skill points. Drink your juice, fix your mood. Incredible value. Buy your Good Luck Charm and Master Cleat Hammer before they leave. Buy both your speed manuals while they're cheap. We want the Vita 20 and the plain Cupcake, but we'll get to that. This turn, we have a single rainbow speed competing with a versus race. No question for that. Maybe I should be running Chiono L. Because then I don't have to gamble on Speed Star. Yeah, but then you're also like down a gold skill. I could go either way on it. All I've got is mediums. I don't need that. Single rainbow. But we can't race this turn because it would be 3 races in a row. So this is likely... Yeah, that's it. You've bought everything you wanted. Cool. This is likely just going to be a wit training. No, not a race. This is likely to be a wit training. It's not a great wit training, but it's okay. It's there. It exists. And then we can race early March. We should have a versus race. We race late March because it is a Triple Crown race. This is a race at Chukyo, which is nice. Okay. Prepared to pass is okay. Good luck charm empowering megaphone is good. An interesting speed training, but not better than a triple crown race. Let's pop our artisan cleat hammer. Let's also make sure nothing's about to leave from the shop. Yeah, you're not in danger of losing anything you wanted to buy, but you can also just pick up both of these at this point. Run the first leg of our senior spring triple. Okay. Up-tempo is also a medium. We don't care about that. We're not really looking for any white sparks in particular here. I mean, straightaway recovery is okay. Playtime's over is actually fairly... Well... How likely are you to actually get followed by somebody? Maybe not that likely now that I think about it. Artisan Cleat Hammer. I don't think I need another energy drink max. We already have one. Wit training is too expensive for this point in the run. Reset whistle's nice. I'd also like to get that speed ankle weight. I also think I'm good on megaphones. I have 3 empowering megaphones, 2 motivating megaphones. I don't think I need any more megaphones. I think we can skip those. Double rainbow speed. I should have checked my trainings before I was in the shop, because I should have bought the speed ankle weight there, and now we can't. Always check your trainings before you look at the shop. Otherwise, you're going to cost yourself slight opportunities to min-max like this. Give me a Vita 20 so that we don't fail this training at least. Because we can go train, race, train in early May. But this is costing us 50% bonus stats on our speed. We're losing 15 speed and 7 power on this. Effectively from where we could be if we had the weights. This is Spring Tenno. Also, you didn't use a cleat on that. Okay, slow down. There is no rush. You don't need to be playing fast. There's enough G1 so we can use all of our cleats up and still have 3 for the end of the run, but still. Don't let multiple minor mistakes turn into one large mistake later on down the road. Another hint for head-on is nice, at least. So we can Vita 20 to train this turn if there's anything worth training. There's nothing worth training, which means we can race instead. Give me the Artisan Cleat Hammer, give me the speed ankle weights that I wish I had last turn. I don't think I need more stamina ankle weights. We already have 2. Yeah, I don't think I need a 3rd. We can run a Niigata race. And then late May is probably going to be a rest. Early June, I would like to be a wit if possible. And then late June is Takarazuka Kinan. Sunny Days, not a relevant green for this CM. Single rainbow speed is not worth taking. This is going to be a rest. We can't race today because it would be our 3rd race in a row. Let's just get energy back. That's a perfect wit for what we wanted to do in early June. We are not really losing anything that I would otherwise have, and I want to go into summer break with like 250 race coins anyway. So let's just keep our wit climbing. We can also do the same cheeky thing we did last time, where we pop a motivating megaphone here, and then we get it for the first turn of summer break as well. +5 energy would be very good right now. Takarazuka Kinan Day. Passing up a double rainbow that also has Brian there. This is close, but it's not good enough. So the Senior Spring Triple Crown is a gold epithet. It's worth plus 15 to 2 stats, so it's plus 30 stats total. Plus, it's worth about 30 coins at this point. Like, or it's worth 100 coins, but coins are worth less at this point. 30 coins, or 100 coins are maybe worth like 30 stats at this point in the run, just because there's only 3 more shop refreshes, and then the run's over. And then there's also the 16 to 18 stats we get out of the race. So that puts the value of running the Takarazuki Kina like 70 to 75 stats, and this is only giving us, 60 or so, because we have the megaphone active, so it's close, but it's still not as good as a race. And that's... Oh, you forgot to use the cleats again. We re-roll this, we re-roll this, we re-roll this. It's still not as valuable, is the point. It's 2 very good scrolls and an energy recovery. We definitely want that. How many cleats do you have right now? Whip manual, stam manual, master cleat hammer, reset whistle, Vita 20, stam scroll, power scroll. I don't need an empowering megaphone. We have so many of them already. How many cleats do you have? 7? We're gonna need to run the QE2 cup. Single rainbow, nothing at all. I think my stamina is actually low right now somehow. But I also don't think that's good enough to blow a stamina ankle weight on. I think this can actually be a reset whistle. Neither of those rainbow trainings are very good. This is no rainbow trainings? Okay, we'll be whistling again. This is still no rainbow trainings? Are you joking me? Is this a joke to you? Okay, there we go. We got one back. It's marginally better. I'm cutting my losses. Take it. Single rainbow versus a wit training. I wouldn't mind just taking the wit training to manage energy right now. We should be able to see even better rainbows than the one we have, but I don't want to blow more whistles. Like, that's a better training. That's the kind of thing we're interested in. Yup. Okay. It's gonna put us at like 820, 750. Single rainbow speed. Not good enough. Much better. Okay. Those are good reset whistles. Pop the megaphone, pop the speed ankle weights. We'd like to try and train early September now because we're going to have a 60% megaphone active. Okay. What do I like more here, a speed or a wit? I think I like the speed more. Let's drink our last Vita 20. This is going to carry with it a chance of failure. 8%? We've taken bigger risks this turn. Or this round, this career. Good. The problem is that my stam is actually not where I want it to be. And it's not for lack of training stamina this run either. We've hit multiple double stamina trainings. We'd 1 speed 5 versus max energy 4. I'll just take 5 speed if you don't mind. Single rainbow, double rainbow stamina. I don't have weights available. I could empowering megaphone it with a good luck charm. I think I can buy more empowering megaphons closer to the end of the run, and a double rainbow stamina is about as good as our stamina trainings can get. So let's take it. This needs to be a big time rest. Unless kale juice? No kale juice, but I like both of these. I want both of those. I literally don't have opportunities to use this. Both of these are fine. This is a rest. This has to be a rest. Look at your trainings. It has to be a rest. Get your energy back, because we're going to be doing a 3-race stretch here to use our cleat hammers up. Single rainbow. Neither of these are as good as the Autumn Tenno. Use your cleat hammer. Good lord. Good. Alright. Run it. What the heck, man? Okay. Minus 25 is fine. We should have enough tags to get through most of the end of the career, I think. God, I wish I could check right now, because I want to take 10 stam, 10 power. I'm gonna. I have 2. I need to find one more small way of recovering energy. We might get one in the final shop. We might be okay. Grab a cupcake too, just in case. Just in case you see like a kale juice. It's a decent speed training, but I can't afford to take it. Cleat hammer this. I wish I could see numerically how much energy I have right now, because if I have between 20 and 25, I don't want to gamble. We should just take top option anyway. There's literally no benefit to gambling when we're about to burn the rest of our energy on the Japan Cup. On the other hand, if we hit 0 energy off of losing a gamble, that's really bad. Okay, thank God. There's also our 3rd good luck charm, so we don't need that anymore. Okay. This is Japan Cup Day, taking Japan Cup over a single rainbow. You didn't cleat hammer this. Frick. It's okay, this run, we need to rerun this anyway. Stamina scroll, I'll buy it. Damn it, man. I wish you could use the cleats from, like, the race screen. Ah, well. Give me the stamina scroll. This is necessarily a rest. I really don't want to run 4 in a row, because if I hit skin condition, it's pretty bad. Well, we have a miracle cure and a cupcake, actually. You know what? I guess if we hit minus 10 to all stats, it's pretty bad. Or minus 10 to 3 stats. Yeah, I'm just gonna rest. I'm a coward. Actually, how many Vitas do you have? You have none Vitas? Yeah, you're gonna rest. It's an awkward time to hit a plus 70. Whatever, man. Use a cleat. So we missed one cleat opportunity, which is like, it's not that bad. It's worth like 3 stats and 20 skill points, but still, we should be playing more focused if we're trying to make ace runs. Not acceptable to be making those kinds of mistakes when we're getting ready for a CM. And then what are we looking for in our last 3 turns? Probably stamina. I think we still need to inherit stamina, which is surprising to me. I was hoping this would wind up between like 1100 and 1200. We're gonna be lucky to get to 1,000. I don't need glow sticks. I don't care about my club that much. We also don't need the Vita 20 because we have tags, so we'll just get stats. We're gonna wind up at like 1,000 stamina, which is a lot lower than I expected it to be. So motivating megaphone on stamina because it's just the best thing available right now. I wish I had a whistle, but alas. Cleat me. We also didn't get long S this run, which is not as important as it would be for an ace, but there's a number of reasons that I think this one needs to get run back. We need to fix race bonus somehow, which I don't immediately know how to fix, honestly. Okay, speed training, I suppose. We have no weights at all. Okay. Give me the speed because I want the hint from Cafe. This could be like rainy days or something. Highlander? I don't think Highlander works on the CM track. I think the uphills are all too deep into late race. Use a cleat hammer. Okay. We're really hoping for a good training on this last turn. That'll do. It's not the best training I've ever seen, but it'll do. It gets us to 1,000 stamina. I think. We're getting plus 28 from the end of the career, so we need to be at 972 right now. 969, son of a... Huh. So you need like 100 more stamina, and I feel like we had fairly high stamina training luck this run. The solution is probably inheriting slightly more stamina and slightly less power. So we're gonna wind up over 1,000 power, I think is my biggest indicator. I only want like 800 or so. Where did we wind up? We wound up at 931. Yeah, I need to inherit a little bit more stamina and a little bit less power, I think. I think it's what it comes down to. So we go right-handed, wet conditions. Beeline burst. That's one of our anchor gold skills. I don't actually think you're going to be passing many people mid-race. Let's get ramp up. Go homestretch haste. Prepared to pass. Long straights. Lone wolf. I guess slipstream when playtime's over like can technically trigger if there's another pace chaser. Head on for sure. Radiant star. Behold thine Emperor's Divine Might will not trigger. We're actually like over skill points. Okay, then we buy straightaway recovery, we buy ramp up. We buy stamina to spare. We survive. End late. Debuff, who cares? Straight descent doesn't work. Navigate smoothly, who cares? Long straights we could get, but it's not that good. Deep rest is more expensive than the other recovery options. Yeah, I think this is just it. We actually may have raced too much, because we had like 100 shop coins at the end of the run. And we also had more skill points than we could reasonably... Well, although, to be fair, if Speedstar had showed up, and if Breath of Fresh Air had showed up, we would not have a skill point surplus. We would have a fairly substantial skill point deficit, because we'd be spending like 400 skill points on that. So maybe it's not as bad as it looks. 2 power, 2 pace is unfortunate. I wish that was anything but pace, but what can you do? So how do I feel about this deck? we're running 3 speed cards, and we didn't quite get to speed cap. We were, what, like 150 off? We were 200 off. Although we didn't have very many like double and triple rainbow speeds, so maybe that's fairly normal. I think if we inherit stamina instead of power, this deck is okay. And I know what you're going to say in the comments. You're going to be like, this is the 4th time that Chef has tried to make a long run without inheriting stamina. We had 2 stamina cards in the deck. I thought that that would be good enough. We were actually like committed to building stamina on a trainee that has 10% stamina growth. And not only that, but we did these decks with 1 stamina card. Granted, it's Creek, and Creek is really, really good. But, like, come on, man. I think Creek wants the wit, though. I think she wants to be activating more skills up front. So, I'm going to do one more run later tonight. We're not going to do it on stream, or on video, because I've got other stuff I've got to do with my night, but I'm going to run that deck back one more time and see if I can inherit Long S, and see if I can get marginally better luck on training specifically for speed. And we'll go from there. We'll see if we want to adjust the deck, or whether we want to try Tachyon out as our other potential ace. Because Tachyon does a lot of the stuff that Creek does as well, with the advantage that we can use Super Creek's stamina card on Tachyon. So we'll think about it. Either way, let's go get dailies done, and then we'll wrap up. You. If you see long shoes, you buy them. You do not see long shoes, you don't buy them. Round 2. Not great. There's no real point checking who an underperformer is right now, because we know that everybody who's an underperformer is just going to be the runners that we haven't rebuilt. There's no information to be gained from that. It's not bad. It's not bad. We're gonna need a very high roll 5 win in order to try and punch into... I mean, I'll parfait this. For presence, you best believe I'll parfait this. We're gonna need a 5 win to punch into the upper echelons of this tier. Ooh, 4 wins. But I think actual retention is going to be out of range until we actually finish rebuilding our Team Trials roster. Everybody else is going to be very, very far ahead of us at this point. Like, Trackblazer's been out for like a week at this point, and we've rebuilt 5 runners. That is insufficient. We can run Creek for this because she's got head on and she stays near the front. She doesn't really have medium skills, but she has medium stats. Yeah, plenty good enough. Another 8 stars for Tachyon. We should be so close to unlocking you to 3-star. Like, so close. After running all of these legend races. I guess we'll find out shortly. Auction Star. Fantasy Grass, or Fantasy Alcandra Star. Dirt Shoes, not interested. Get out of my face. Okay. I would like my daily rewards, please. And then let's go see if we've managed to get we have? Give me that 3-star Tachyon. So this is what we'll try tomorrow, depending. Well, actually, even if the second creek run goes well, I'm probably going to try this next time because I think that Tachyon is also a viable option for this CM. We don't get to use Dominator out of her potential kit. In fact, I don't actually know if she has anything useful for lungs in her potential kit. Race Planner? Yeah, Race Planner would actually be nice. Oh, you use medium shoes. You can get there because you're like technically a medium runner. That's honestly probably overkill. I don't think we need to use Race Planner plus your unique plus Creek. But Race Planner does mean that we could ignore a Creek borrow and use something better. What is your growth rate for stamina? 0? 10% guts? That's not ideal. Also a lot of currency to spend. I think we skip it for now. I'm gonna think about that one. We might come back and decide to do that, but I'm gonna skip it for now. That's really interesting though. Normally, she does not want to be a pace chaser. Normally she wants to be an end closer. We'll do vodka. Normally she wants to be a late surger, but the idea of pace Tachyon in a long is kind of interesting with that innate gold. And eventually we want to try and have everybody at a potential 5, because like what else are we going to spend our money on? But I think for now, that's going to do it. We've taken care of all of our dailies, we ran all our daily races, we did our career, we checked up on our club, so I think it's time that we depart for now. If you're enjoying the series, do make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Those are metrics that I do use to keep an eye on what people enjoy watching. And if you have any questions about our CM prep or our CM strategy, or you just want to tell me what's going on in your account, do let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear from you. But until then, I've been Chef. Take care, and enjoy the rest of your night.